Right now, we're learning new details on the Madison School District's former communications director, what the district found out through its own investigation.
Also, after being on the run for almost a month, the authorities make an arrest in a Madison shooting that left a man dead.
And later, wildfire smoke from Canada has been creating poor air quality conditions this summer. We'll take a look at how that could impact upcoming sporting events with the start of the school year on the horizon. Welcome to News 3 Now. Good evening. Controversy around the Madison School District's recently retired communications director has swirled for months now.
And for the first time today, we're learning about a second investigation. Investigative reporter Naomi Coles has those reports. Naomi?
Just to catch you up, employees filed a complaint against Tim Lamons last December. Now that alleged retaliation, discrimination, and bullying. The district found that complaint without merit, and then Lamons sued to keep it quiet. He lost that case and the public learned about the allegations in May. Now we're learning the school launched a second investigation also in May, this time into whether Lamons retaliated against the employees who brought the complaint. Now that investigation, we're learning, led to a third-party recommendation that the district fire Lamons. Lamons and his attorney spent 11 pages refuting the findings of that investigation and called the whole process a, quote, media vendetta bent on firing him. Now, if you're having trouble keeping track of all these different investigations, findings, complaints in this timeline, I've got it all laid out for you online at channel3000.com, along with what this second investigation said Lamons was guilty of. Now, after this investigation, he retired from the district.
Now to an update on a deadly shooting investigation on Madison's east side. One of the two suspects is now in police custody. 32-year-old Devontae Gafford was arrested today by U.S. Marshals in Milwaukee without incident. Meanwhile, the other suspect, 21-year-old Mark Parks Jr., is still at large. Gafford and Parks face charges of first-degree intentional homicide in the shooting death of 20-year-old Devon Grant. Grant was found with life-threatening injuries near the intersection of Milwaukee Street at Milky Way back on July 13th and later died in the hospital. More than 60 shell casings were found at the scene of the shooting. Anyone with information on Parks' whereabouts is urged to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers.
The Madison Police Department's burglary crime unit is looking to identify a suspect in multiple thefts and fraud cases. Police say the suspect approaches people at bars or restaurants and uses his coat to cover the victim's purse or wallet before stealing them. The suspect is also believed to watch potential victims for a time before moving in to steal an item. He also uses the stolen credit cards. If you recognize this man or have any information on his accused crimes, please contact Madison Police. Well, another quiet day with average temperatures today. Let's check the first warn forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
It's very nice when the weather is like this. Makes my job pretty easy. And right now, skies have cleared out very nicely here in southern Wisconsin. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. There were some thunderstorms that developed over far eastern Wisconsin, right along the lake breeze front from just west of Green Bay down to the Fox Valley and into Milwaukee and then across northern Illinois. Also some thunderstorms up in northern Minnesota along a weak cold front there. Right now, the storms across Illinois and Lake Michigan have either fizzled out or they're moving to the south and east. The storms up in northern Minnesota will die down long before they reach us. So right now, southern Wisconsin, dry, and I expect it to stay that way for tonight. High temperatures today, pretty warm. Madison hit 85, Janesville 84. Madison was one of the warmer temperatures around. However, with the low humidity, the heat index for much of the day was lower than the temperature. And right now we're still at 84 in Madison, 85 in Lone Rock, 80 degrees in Camp Douglas, and 82 in Janesville. Across Dane County, 84 in Edgerton, 82 in Mount Horeb, and 81 the current temperature in Belleville. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures will drop off to about 69 by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at our prospects for rain over the next 10 days. There's not very many of them, but they are about every couple of days off. I'll tell you when you can see them in just a few minutes.
This summer, we have seen air quality issues in Madison due to Canadian wildfire that have led up to multiple events.
And with the school year just around the corner now, what could that mean for upcoming sporting events when it comes to air quality if those issues persist? Jalen Banks joins us now with how this summer has prepped the Madison School District for that very question. Jalen.
As we get back to school this summer, the Madison School District, like many, is looking ahead to air quality issues. As they prep for fall sports season, they're watching for the looming threat of poor air quality impacting their seasons.
This has certainly been an unprecedented year for the wildfire smoke impacts, certainly.
The Canadian wildfires have burned over 30 million acres this year. That's 6 times more than the average. That has created an abnormal air quality year for us here in southern Wisconsin, including 18 ozone advisories. But MSD is ready if it continues. using existing policies.
But it'll be very similar to what we're used to in terms of our coaches for what we did for heat and making sure we're keeping our athletes safe in the summer and when there's air difficulties. So I think we're pretty well prepared if that does come back.
Air quality safety is not just a priority for the district, but for the entire Big 8 conference.
And if it is a really difficult situation, safety is paramount, so we would make sure we do what we need to, and if we need to cancel a game because of that, we would.
Even though we haven't had any air quality advisories in the last few weeks, the DNR says we are not out of the woods just yet.
As long as those fires continue to burn, we do still have chances of being impacted by the wildfire smoke here. We're still kind of in the midst of wildfire season.
Until then, we'll cross our fingers our athletes can still play the games they love. Reporting in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
The first full day for all students is Tuesday, September 5th.
New research found a surprising reason to explain why more people around the world are becoming resistant to antibiotics, and scientists say air pollution may be to blame. They examined a type of pollutant and antibiotic resistance in 166 countries and found the more pollution in the air, the higher level of antibiotic resistance. It's unclear why it happens. Scientists say they'll conduct more studies.
Unfinished business. That's why Governor Evers announced today he is calling the legislature back into session to pass a package of legislation. These were all items Republicans took out of the state budget this summer, including funding for higher education, workforce development, and child care.
Everywhere I go, child care is one of the single greatest factors impacting our workforce. Without investments to stabilize the child care industry, many providers won't survive. And in fact, one provider told me we should call this survival grants.
Republicans instead say tax cuts will help the Wisconsin workforce, with Assembly Speaker Robin Vos saying, quote, "Today's announcement is nothing more than a rehash of Tony Evers' tax and spend budget. We are not going to do that in Wisconsin." The session is scheduled for September 20th.
Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin has a Republican challenger now. Rajani Ravindran plans to announce her candidacy for the 2024 election at an evening event up in Stevens Point. She immigrated to the United States back in 2011 from India, where she was a nurse and midwife. Ravindran became a U.S. citizen in 2015, lived in California before moving to Wisconsin in 2017. Currently, she is the chair of the UW Stevens Point College Republicans, plans to graduate with a bachelor's degree in political science and a certificate in international relations next year. The Supreme Court is freezing a lower court ruling barring the government from regulating so-called ghost guns as firearms under federal law. Ghost guns are those untraceable homemade firearms. They can be built with kits available online that allow a user to assemble a fully functional firearm. Last year, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives updated its regulations to define the kits as firearms so the government could better track them. The High Court's ruling grants the Biden administration's request to let the regulations remain in effect while legal challenges play out.
Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, our back-to-school coverage continues.
When we come back, what researchers are saying is the best thing your child can do leading up to the new school year. Stick around.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC turn your design dreams into reality. With customized solutions and quality products, our passion and expertise will help turn your room into a dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about hot savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Surgenian's 93-year history means you pay $93 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad in your old carpet removed and recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Ask about 18-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
from Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Our morning team is continuing our back-to-school coverage with 4 weeks to go until students head back.
Here's Leah Lynchide with some advice on how to prepare your kids.
If you're trying to prepare your family for that back-to-school grind, the best thing for students to do right now is read. That's according to a survey sent to K through 12 teachers. It asked them what's the single most important activity a kid can do before school starts. Research dating back to the 1970s shows reading is the only activity consistently related to summer learning. We asked a couple of local teachers for their thoughts.
Read, read, read. That's always our #1 thing.
Yeah.
We don't give a lot of homework, but we're always like, you need to read, read, read.
And even at the end of the school year, like we have the Middleton Public Library come in and they talk about the summer reading program and they really try to like engrave it in how important it is to read and just find something, you know, important.
The single biggest thing here is getting kids to enjoy reading. Have them read for fun. The survey has a couple of suggestions to get them into it. 1, frame reading in a positive light. It doesn't help to tell kids they can't play video games or go outside and play until they finish their reading. You want them to have a positive experience. 2, it might help if your kids see you reading for pleasure. Then allowing them to choose the book, and the format can help too. Lastly, think twice before using a reward system. It might get kids into reading in the short term, but it doesn't necessarily help create a lifelong reader.
Meanwhile, News 3 Now and the Boys and Girls Club's annual back-to-school drive is in full swing. This year, we're asking you to stuff the bus full of school supplies to make sure every kid in Dane County is set up for a successful school year. You can drop off supplies at our studio here at News 3 Now, any Metcalf's or Walgreens location. There's also an Amazon wish list you can use to donate. You can find all this information over on channel3000.com/back to school.
Still ahead, we could be seeing an increase of invasive moths soon. The reason why and how you can help get rid of them.
Also, an annual fundraiser for a Verona girl reaches a major milestone this year. How you can join and help the cause.
And we should be in for another pleasant night of weather, but will there be any rain chances ahead? Gary with your complete forecast after a short break.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are fresh ground beef, $2.77 for a 1-pound roll. Green seedless grapes, $1.48 a pound. And Frito-Lay party-sized snacks, only $3.49 each when you buy 3. All week long at Hy-Vee.
Steinhoffel's coupon event is happening now. Start with amazing bonus buys throughout the store, like this full bed, now $99. A Beauty Rest mattress, only $2.99. This dining table, also $2.99. This sofa, just $4.99. Then take an extra 10% off all clearance merchandise. Plus, take up to 40% off patio. And make it easy with Steinhoffel's 72-month financing. Steinhoffel's coupon sales event. Find even more great deals in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
When it's hot, all you want is some relief. Relief from the heat outside, relief from sleepless nights, and relief from big electric bills. Even your air conditioning unit needs some relief. So when you wrap your home with our premium injection foam, it's like putting your entire house in a cooler. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win. ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying...
He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win.
How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
You got me.
Tag. You're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are 6-pack 7-Up products, just $2.48 each when you buy 4. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, 3 for just $5. And Driscoll's blueberries, only $1.99 a pint. All week long at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Tonight's Mega Millions drawing could bring the largest jackpot in the game's history. The whopping prize estimated $1.58 billion. It comes after no one matched the all 6 winning numbers on Friday. If a ticket does match those winning numbers, it would be the largest jackpot that lottery has ever awarded. A winner choosing the lump sum payment option would take home an estimated $783 million. $434 million in Wisconsin after taxes, by the way. The current Mega Millions record of nearly $1.54 billion, that was won in South Carolina back in 2018.
Well, you may start to see more of these spongy moths popping up here in Wisconsin. This time of year is mating season for those invasive insects. So you may see spongy brown egg masses on tree trunks, branches, and other areas. Lisa Johnson, a horticulture educator with the University of Wisconsin Extension, explained that while the insects generally have a roughly 10-year outbreak cycle, a lack of rain can make those outbreaks worse.
When we have a wet spring, there are various fungal diseases that will take those caterpillars out, but we didn't have that this year, so more of them survived.
When someone comes across the egg masses, they can scrape them into a bucket of soapy water and let it sit for 2 days to make sure the eggs don't hatch. Arborists can also spray the masses to keep the insects' population at bay. Well, temperatures look to be staying pleasantly warm throughout the week. Let's check back in with Gary for the complete forecast.
This is a good time of year to have a pretty quiet forecast overall, and that's exactly what we have. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for high temperatures between about 80 and 84 degrees over the next 10 days, and nighttime low temperatures between 60 and 64. That's about as persistent of a forecast as you can get. And the average high temperatures in the low 80s and the average low temperatures in the lower 60s. So that's right on par with where we should be this time of year. Now, there will be some rain chances, not every day. In fact, probably every other day or every third day for the most part. A slight chance tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. A better chance, I think, Friday and Sunday night. Those will be our best 2 chances over the next 10 days, and maybe another chance about Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week. And as far as humidity is concerned, I mean, today was a good example of that. We hit 85 degrees, but with the low humidity, the heat index never got above 83, so that's what it felt like. It will be a little more muggy on Friday, so you might notice the humidity then. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developed right along the lake breeze front here in southeastern Wisconsin, then drifted out into Lake Michigan, and then showers and storms developed across northern Illinois. Some of these produced winds of up to almost 50 miles an hour in Oshkosh, down toward Kenosha and Waukegan, Illinois, and then there have been some scattered strong to severe thunderstorms up in northern Minnesota along a cold front, but the jet stream is kind of flattened out there. And so basically that will keep those showers and storms up to the north, at least for tonight. So you look at future track, see them dropping southward, but the air is a little bit drier across southern Wisconsin. So by the time they reach us, they fall apart. Now to the west, there'll be some scattered showers and thunderstorms. I think as we head into tomorrow afternoon, this is noon tomorrow, we'll see a few scattered showers and storms, but look at how widely scattered they are. A lot of spaces in between. Not everybody will see the rain, and then those will drift to the south. Thursday, I think the air dries out enough that we're back to sunshine and we miss out on the rain. The next weather system out to the west starts moving in our direction and brings some shower and thunderstorm chances as we head toward Friday. But take a look, where the heavy rain is, not far to our south, expecting 2 to 3 inches of rain from southern Iowa into central Illinois. To our north, of course, those scattered strong thunderstorms across Minnesota, but those will weaken as they get here. Maybe a thunderstorm or 2 popping up that could bring a half inch or a little bit more of rain. A few areas getting around 1/10 of an inch of rain. and most of us missing out on the rain altogether. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Weather track right now, again, the upper level winds from the northwest, so that doesn't bring in a lot of moisture, at least into southern Wisconsin, and that's usually what keeps us relatively drier. If we get precipitation at all, it's pretty widely scattered. Plenty united across Dane County. Low 61 in Cottage Grove, 61 in Brooklyn, 61 for the low in Verona with clear to partly cloudy skies. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 60 in Platteville, 59 in Prairie du Chien, and 59 up to the north in Wautoma. Tomorrow, partly sunny and warm, but there is a slight chance for a late afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High temperature about the same as today's 84. But notice this is 12:30 on Future Track. Nothing showing up there, although a little more cloud cover. And then here comes a little narrow line of showers and thunderstorms. A lot of breaks in between them, so many of us will miss out on the rain altogether. These will linger into midnight and then maybe into early on Thursday morning before they die out. But the coverage is going to be very spotty. Any areas that get rain, generally less than 1/10 of an inch, unless you get caught under a heavier shower or thunderstorm, maybe a little more than 1/2 inch in those very few spots. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures staying pretty uniform through the weekend and through all of next week. Rain chances higher on Friday with a little more humidity. Again, Sunday night, a pretty good chance of showers and storms, and then a chance from Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week with dry weather for the end of the week.
Thank you, Gary. 10 years ago this summer, News 3 Now featured a young Verona girl battling a genetic disorder known as neurofibromatosis. She was the inspiration behind a golf outing to raise funds and awareness about the disease. Lauren Geyer was just 3 at the time, outwardly happy and healthy, but she was at risk of developing tumors along her nervous system. And Lauren also has a rare form of NF called NF1 microdeletion syndrome, which can lead to developmental delays and the potential for more tumors and increased cancer risk.
She's extremely happy at baseline, right? She's just genuinely like a good person. And she's so empathetic. Like, she just wants to make sure everybody's happy and everybody's feeling good.
She made a really heartbreaking comment not long ago where she said, "Mom, I don't want to get any more of these. I'm going to be so ugly and I'm never going to leave the house." And I mean, to hear that as a parent, it's just like, oh, so that's, again, one of the reasons why we just fight so hard for this.
And her parents decided to do something about it and started a fundraiser, Links for Lauren, which celebrates 10 years this Saturday in its event at the Oaks Golf Course in Cottage Grove. Lauren's always a big part of the event, and now as she approaches 14 later this year, she is thriving, but not without some challenges ahead, and that's where you can help. Links for Lauren raises money that goes directly to researchers at UW-Madison as they continue their push to advance cutting-edge NF research worldwide.
And we could tell people that, hey, this stays local. This money is something that, I can introduce you to the guy that's going to put this money to use, and introduce those researchers to local families. And so it's been awesome to watch the way that the researchers have kind of like embraced the NF community, especially locally.
She's a pretty amazing young lady, and we've learned a lot from her, and this is kind of one of our ways to give back, to just, not only, like I said, or like Ryan said, therapeutic for us, but just to kind of give back to that community that's in need.
And you can still join us at the Oaks this Saturday. If you want to golf, there's an 11 a.m. check-in for a noon shotgun start. Or if you're not a golfer, simply join us for dinner. I'm proud to serve as MC for the 10th year of Links for Lauren. And this year it includes live music from 90s cover band The Foo Foo Dolls. Just go to linksforlauren.com for more information. Zach?
And coming up in sports, Rashawn Gary back on the field for the first time since tearing his ACL in November. How he returned in just 9 months next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Mark, a little help here?
Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast.
Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest for 1 year. And we'll get it done Feldco fast.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
When it's time to remodel your home, lean on the experts at Brothers Maine for all things appliances. As Madison and Janesville's local appliance authority since 1938, our experienced staff will make your project easy from concept to completion. Better than big box, Brothers Maine has a larger selection, lower prices, and professional advice to bring your vision to life. On time and on budget. From sales to install, we do it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
You got me.
Tag, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Darrell Bevel is Wisconsin's all-time career leader in touchdown passes with 59. Tanner Mordecai, well, he threw for 72 over the last 2 years. Now, obviously, 2 different decades of college football, but the numbers don't lie. Big things are expected out of UW's new QB1, so much so that Mordecai has been named to the Davey O'Brien Award watch list, which is given annually to the nation's top quarterback. On the defensive side of the ball, Muma Jongmeta did not practice last night in Wisconsin's Camp Platteville finale after having surgery on his thumb. The good news, he's expected to be back to practice tomorrow. He'll just have a club on his right hand like he did over the weekend. The senior inside linebacker led the team in tackles last season. The Packers were wheels up to Cincinnati today. Tomorrow they'll have a joint practice with the Bengals ahead of their first preseason game on Friday. Rashawn Gary won't be playing in that one, but Green Bay's edge rusher did return to practice 9 months after tearing his ACL back in November. As for his status for Week 1, well, Gary's just taking it one day at a time, but he is happy to be back after grinding through all that rehab.
Man, I've just been taking it day by day, just trying to check off as many boxes as I can, and I've been checking them off. I've been staying on track, and boom, it just ended up being this time. It's a complete honor. It's a privilege to be back on the field. My circle, my family, everybody know what I've been putting into this, so I also told them that means a lot, you feel me? And I'm just happy and excited to be back out here with them.
Wisconsin volleyball opened up their practice today, and the reigning Big Ten champs got a little boost on day 1. Sarah Franklin was back on the court after receiving good news. She's medically cleared to play. The junior outside hitter was sidelined during UW's international tour over the summer due to a rare disorder that caused blood clots and required her to have surgery. Franklin's coming off a year where she led the Badgers in kills with 400, and we will talk to the team tomorrow.
All right. Gary, final check of the forecast.
Pretty nice out there. There's the live view from the WISC-TV sky cam. Lots of clear skies. Temperatures on the warm side, 84 right now in Madison. Most areas in the lower to middle 80s across southern Wisconsin.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.